Ed here with the Digital Digest, and today I wanted to share a quick unboxing and first look at the Heron 3-foot camera mount overhead rig. Now this supports up to a 5-pound payload capacity, so that means you can work with interchangeable lens cameras like you see that I have here. And the reason I brought out the larger rig is because we do have 5 pounds of support, which means I may be able to get away with something like this pairing here. Whereas with Heron's 4-foot arm, which retails for a little over $100, this one again is $160, you're capping out at 3 pounds. And you know, it's not as camera centric as this one. So this is driven by ball heads all around, I believe, but we'll see when we get it out of the packaging. Quick release plate, of course, for mounting your camera of choice directly onto. 2 separate, or I should just say dual bubble head levels, and pretty much everything that you can need. The clamp supports up to a 3.5-inch bite. So if, like me, you're looking for something that can handle a wider surface, this should be a good option. So let's go ahead and get this thing out of the box. I'm excited because I do plan on using this, and you know, I want to point out that I did reach out to Heron because I did feel that among all of the options that were out there for overhead rigs, they seem to have this down better than anyone else. And this is their latest and greatest, is what I'll say. There are other products I got from them that are fairly new, but when it comes to the mounting system that they employ in this specific model, it's clearly a remake, a redo, if you will, from what we see with previous generations. And we'll see if I can open this. I had problems with other Heron boxes. I'm just maybe not using the best tool for this, and I should be just using one of my knives. But looks like I got it. Close enough, right? I think so. Good enough that I'm not struggling with it here. Nothing wrong with things being sealed up tight. So the first thing we're seeing out of the box, pop it out here, is a cell phone holder. And instructions are included for mounting this if you choose to. Heron seems to include this in pretty much all their arms, and I don't blame them because a lot of people are going to opt to use something like a cell phone rather than a traditional digital SLR or interchangeable lens mirrorless camera. And here we have the actual entire arm with the mount already on there. And the fit and finish on this is excellent. I can tell you that right now. The 4-foot is a larger device, but you can immediately tell, looking at this, that there's a level of craftsmanship on this model that you're paying that additional amount for. So I do already, I can tell you immediately, see the difference in design, and I like what I see. So essentially, you're just going to loosen the joints with these knobs. That'll let us bring this open so I can actually reveal the ball head that they've built on here. And I love that they've done that. There are so many do-it-yourself rigs that I see, and they're just terrible. And you can take boom arms all you want and modify them, but at the end of the day, if someone is going to manufacture it from scratch and design it, and again, perfect for the pandemic, what we're going through now, it's not just YouTubers like myself that are going to be interested in things like this, and that's why I'm sharing with all of you, is because I see a practical use for this for many applications, not just my channel, and giving you more dynamic shots. The build, as I mentioned, is solid here. The clamp, we have a warning that do not close the quick release when the base is not inside. So yeah, that makes sense. And it's as simple as that. Now the finish here, foam on this side, plastic or rubber texture on the other, so it shouldn't damage anything. And there are the bubble level indicators. The other one should be, it says there are dual. I'm looking for the other. Not seeing it. Not seeing the other one. Interesting. But to loosen this, obviously the ball head, you now have total control of that. And then if you want to control your pan, right there. And that's also going to, or excuse me, it's the other screw. This is to actually open the quick release plate. So to be clear, let's get that right. And this does only go, I believe, in one direction. There's the other bubble level right there underneath. Should have seen that coming, right? So this is really far more camera-centric than the 4-foot Heron that's been on the market, I think, for a few years now. Quick release plate is self-explanatory, and it looks like this only goes in one way, which is my hope ultimately, but it looks like it can go either. But either way, this is just, I can tell you from just initial impressions on the Heron 4-foot, this is the way I would go, just based on what I'm seeing out of the box. For the additional money that you're spending, this seems like a no-brainer to me. The 4-foot is just more loose in construction, and it just doesn't feel as solid. And also, I think the fit and finish on this overall, just the way it looks, forget that the ball head is at another level and everything comes completed, everything is actually installed, I think is an overall better out-of-the-box experience. But I'll see how it works once I have it set up and how practical it is. And the most important element is how well it's going to hold up with that 5-pound capacity payload. So we'll see. But looking forward to sharing that with you. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to post them at that like button. And as usual, please feel free to subscribe, and please stay safe. Later.